So if you're anything like me, you'll find yourself logging into Destiny 2 every week at reset, completing the raids, doing some strikes, running some Crucible matches with friends, and if you're sick enough, you might even go and do Gambit. But after you've completed all of these activities and gotten all the rewards on all your characters, you stop and think to yourself, what do I do next? You find yourself not being able to come up with an answer, and you just get off for the week and you come back next week on reset. Well, fortunately, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 different things that you can be doing after you think there's nothing left to do. Now, these 5 things that I've come up with are, of course, my opinion, and if you think that there are other useful things that you could be doing, please leave a comment down below, and you might even help some people find other activities to do, and you might help me out. Now, without further ado, let's get into 5 things that you could be doing in Destiny 2. Number 1 on today's list is going to be completing your exotic catalyst. Now, I know that depending on the exotic, the objective might be a little different, but luckily, most of them you could do in PvE activities, so those of you who aren't as adept in Crucible, here you go. Personally, after all is said and done, I like to hop into the last wish raid, and if you follow this path here, you'll get taken to what's called the Wish Wall. Now, I know that most of you probably already know what this is, but for those of you who don't, here's a little tutorial. Now, when you get to the wish wall, you're going to want to put in this wish right here that's on screen. You could do so by shooting all the panels until they reveal the corresponding symbol on the corresponding panel. Once the symbols have been shot in the correct order, make sure you look at the platform in the middle, step on it, and then that'll transport you to the Shiro Chi encounter. Now, once you spawn in at the Shiro Chi encounter, you can backtrack a little bit to take yourself to a raid chest, but what we're really here for is the thrall that spawned at the beginning of the encounter. Luckily, this is an easy solo farm that you could just do on your own, and you could put on some music and just vibe out. Make sure you have your exotic equipped, slam down a raid banner, pick up some ammo, and go to town on those thrall. Based on the exotic that you're going for, you can get pretty decent chunks of percentage per run, and you'll find yourself being able to complete multiple exotics within an hour. Number 2 on today's list is going around and completing objectives and gathering collectibles that you might have missed on the planets previous. For example, the jade rabbits on the moon, the penguins on Europa, and the little flying drones on Europa as well all lead to progress on your titles. Whether it be Splintered or Harbinger, eventually, doing these little objectives not only will give you something to do, but grant you a significant chunk of progress towards getting these titles. And on top of all of these things, it also gives you little lore tabs that you could read and get nice little stories about what's been going on in the world of the game and what happened in years past. Now, number 3 on today's list is going to be playing some Crucible matches. So go ahead and load into a Crucible match expecting to have a good old time, go get a kill or 2, turn the corner, and then find some meta-using piece of shit, realize that
you're not that guy, pal.
Then you go ahead and log off. I'm just kidding. Now, number 3 is actually going ahead and farming Legend and Master Lost Sectors for specific exotics during that day. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description that'll take you to a website that'll show you what Lost Sectors are Legend and Master during that specific day. Now, each day the Lost Sectors are going to change and the rewards are also going to change, but if you catch it on the right day, you might be able to get yourself something useful. I personally recommend going out and getting these exotics because they could just improve your overall endgame experience, whether it be raids or Grandmaster Nightfalls. Now, number 4 on this list is something that not a lot of people do, and even less people do it for free. And that is going on to different LFG websites and helping people get their first raid completion or even getting them flawless in trials. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that there's a lot of bots out there, but if we think back, in the beginning, we were kind of the same way. Even if we watched a raid tutorial, the raids were still pretty difficult. So imagine somebody who was having trouble getting a squad together, how much worse it would be for them. Personally, I enjoy doing it because just helping somebody and then seeing their reaction when they get a legendary that they wanted, maybe the exotic from the end of the raid, or just the raid completion itself, it gives me a sense of, you know, happiness knowing that I'm giving back to a community that has given so much to me. So next time you've completed your raids and you're bored in Destiny, think about helping somebody else out. You might find new friends that way too. Now, number 5 on this list is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, and that is going back and revisiting older content from the earlier days of Destiny 2. Before Shattered Throne got its reissue, I found myself going in there with a friend and just having fun, talking, and just chilling out. Sure, older content doesn't give you higher level rewards, but when you think about it, once you complete your pinnacles, there's really not anything else to get. I personally like to revisit them because it's a way to bond with friends and just have fun and, experience the older content that won't be in the game for much longer. And because you guys are so great and so awesome, I'm going to be throwing in a bonus. Now, this one here is one that I personally find myself doing week after week after week. Me and my friends do it all the time. And that is getting off of Destiny 2 and playing something else because the game is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Seraph, and as always, peace and love, and I'll see you guys in the next video.